so you can feel everything. And I'm here to kind of shift your mindset about that. Like, this is actually not a weakness, it's a strength. Only that it feels like it is something that is wrong. It feels like it is a burden. It feels like something that's so tough. But it's not a weakness. And we just got to shift that mindset. So that's what we're doing today. You're given the cards, and now you got to learn how to, work them. Like, you got to learn how to play the game with those emotions. Like, you got to learn how to control them. You got to learn what triggers you, what works for you, what calms you down, all these things. But if you don't feel nothing, I think you'll one step back, because then you need to start feeling, and that's really gonna hurt. And if you're already at the point of feeling, well, that's great. We're at the same level. I feel things. I don't know, really, it's weird with me. Certain things I don't feel at all. Other things I feel too much. All right, that's why I'm making this video, because it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. Talking about it, putting it out there, not hiding it, not feeling like ashamed for it, not feeling like you have to absolutely not show emotion because, it's a weakness. That's the actual weak part. If you're at the point of faking it, if you're at the point of shaming others for showing emotions, you're down low, bro. Like, you gotta work that shit out. Because we don't shame nobody for showing emotions. No one, never, ever, all right? And all I'm trying to say is like, it's overwhelming. It can be too much. So I'm just making this video to give you like confidence that it takes time and you could work through it, but don't see it as something that needs to be suppressed. Don't see it as something that's bad. All you gotta do is take over control, babe, yeah? Take over control of those emotions. Like, I'm saying this and I don't have control over mine. But it's like that's the way to go, right? It's okay to feel sad. It's also okay to get mad. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. And it's often like when you feel too much, you attract the people who suppress their emotions, who don't show them. So it makes you feel like you feel even more. It makes you feel like you feel too much. It makes you feel like, oh, you are the emotional one. And then those people, let me just say it out, at least from my experience, often shame you for those emotions or don't behave in any way. They don't like do anything that helps you out. For example, I remember, dude, I don't want to get into personal stuff now, but I remember I used to have these situations where I would cry and like next to my ex-boyfriend, and he would get uncomfortable and tell me, why are you crying? Instead of like giving me a hug or saying like what's up? Like, we didn't even have communication. Like, that's how I obviously felt like, oh, I'm not gonna cry in front of this guy again because I can't show my emotions. Still, like, I'm not the type of person who's gonna stop crying. Like, this is not how I grew up. I obviously am able to show my emotions, but then thinking about it, I've definitely grown, like, from that experience. Like, that will not happen to me again. If I'm crying and somebody tells me, what are you crying for? Like, I'm like, bro, let me cry. I'm crying it out. If you can't do it, don't shame me. Like, don't blame me for doing it. Like, but it took me a while. Like, I'm talking about 10 years back. I was frustrated about that, about that person in my life treating me like I'm some kind of wrong, misbehaving woman because I'm crying. And that's obviously because truly a lot of people, you don't see them cry, but that doesn't mean that they're not emotional, right? So if you can do that, it's a strength. Like, it will make you feel better. End of the day, it's really about that. Because if you can come in tune with your emotions, if you can love that, if you can also feel okay and let yourself cry it out, let yourself be mad, It's like they teach kids in kindergarten, right? They Once my daughter made this thing, I don't know what's the name of it, like a fidget type of toy. When you are bad, you can squeeze it, you know? You gotta do something. I don't know. Do karate, do something. For me, it used to be going for a run. Oh man, I would just do push-ups, 10, 20 push-ups, then go for a run, do something. But emotions are beautiful, and if you can feel everything, then take it as a strength. Like maybe shift your mindset a little bit. I'm sensitive, I feel everything. That's how Kendrick starts Mother, I Sober, right? And I think it's such a beautiful example of how vulnerability is shown as a strength, because addressing topics like that, addressing like generational issues and how it is growing up without a mom or without a dad, or, you know, it's obviously something that affects so many of us. And it's just beautiful seeing that somebody who is brave enough to talk about it is actually running the game, right? So if you're into rap, then you obviously haven't missed it. You know, the reason I look up to Kendrick Lamar is because he starts his songs with something like that, right? And there's this thing in rap culture that is so like pure, in my opinion, that's about authenticity and realness, right? Like, number one, everyone is like, that's what you gotta be, and that's true. That's why I love it. But then there's this other side to it that's like showing vulnerability is often like not happening because it makes you look like weak. It makes you look like lame. It makes you look, you know. What I truly admire about Kendrick is that he writes from his heart, and he writes about the most vulnerable things in his own life. And that's obviously where the greatest thing you can create comes from. It doesn't come from, you know, making up stories. It doesn't come from talking about your dream life. It doesn't come from shit like that. It comes from your darkest times, your insecurities. I mean, think about it. A man who can drop an album addressing topics that most men would never even talk about. Not most. I'm not saying most. I'm just saying a lot, all right? Because it will make them feel uncomfortable, you know? It will make them feel like they are like putting out their insecurities. They feel like, oh, I'm showing weakness, but it's actually a strength. And it's so beautiful to me that somebody who writes about topics like that is the strongest person out there, you know? That should get you thinking, at least, you know? You don't need to rent a car and some bitches and dance in front of that and pretend to live a life that you're not living. I'm talking about vulnerability. I'm talking about the fact that you try to appear as looking like you're strong when you are actually not. Because everyone out there, you don't tell me it's not the case. Everyone out there is fighting a lot of demons, and everyone out there has insecurities. They show up different. Some are really good hiding them all along and suppressing their feelings, and it's not something they do consciously. Obviously, it happens for some people, but others, you know, just feel like they feel everything. The best art was created through showing your insecurities or addressing them, working on them, and that actually puts you on top of them. So if you can feel a lot, if you can feel everything, it's not a weakness. You are given these feelings because you can handle them, even if it doesn't feel like you can in the moment, but you can handle them. It's like you just need to, you know, slow down. You need to learn how to handle those emotions. You need to kind of, you know when to charge up your battery and when to leave a situation. You need to surround yourself with the right people, the right situations, get your life in order. I'm not trying to teach anyone because I don't have my life in order, but I'm just sharing my thoughts on this because yesterday I was taking a train ride 8 hours, and I just, you know, thought this needs to be addressed because it's something so beautiful and a lot of people got it wrong. I'm out here talking about the things that are going on in my life, and I'm not sharing the problems I have and the insecurities I have to get sympathy. Actually, I can't stand it. I don't like it when people come up to me and say, oh, you know, let me invite you to the restaurant because you know, indicating that I can't pay for it. Or, oh, let me give you more hours at work, indicating that, oh, my personal situation is so bad that I'm the one who deserves it most. This is the stuff I hate, but I'm still out here talking about it because so many people don't address it. and not addressing it will cause you really, really, really deep problems, and therefore I'm addressing it. I'm here talking about it. So if you stayed this long, leave a comment. Anything helpful, I know. Thank you for watching, and just know that you can definitely flip your perspective right now at this very point. That feeling everything is not something that is bad. It is a strength, even though it is exhausting. It is hard. But it is like you're on the right way. It's okay. And sometimes you just gotta take a day off, take a week off. I didn't do nothing yesterday. Nothing. Just saying. Alright, take care, and hope I see you next video then. Always know that you write your own story, and don't let nobody take that pen from you. You're the one who can write it the way that you like, right? Okay.